Hey y'all, Saturday, the 31st of August 2024. We're in Cambridge, Mass. And we're right next to the Harvard Athletic facility. Going to do a little walk in the park. I had a request for some. Last year, the Harvard Square was closed to the public because there were protesters in the tent city. So, by going today, since classes don't start till Tuesday, I think we're safe. We're going to go past Harvard Stadium up here on the left, and then the track is through there. If you like this kind of walking video, make sure and subscribe, because that helps me out and doesn't cost you a penny. And then you can also hit the like button if you like it. If you don't, hit it anyway, because it helps me out too. And then comment. Let me know where you're from. And if you have any requests that I can fulfill or whatnot. 2 weeks away from a trip to DC, but my feet are going to help me. You'll see a bunch of monuments. You'll see a couple of museums. And possibly the part of Arlington that you can video in. Arlington National Cemetery. We won't violate Section 60 like former President Trump did. I don't even like to give him that title, but we'll leave that out. So that's Harvard Stadium. Football season, so I think they just had their first game here this past weekend. You can kind of see the steps through the holes there. People running up and down those for exercise. Not me. And you got the soccer field over there. I always try to find out what's chasing these people running, but see anything. See the Harvard Ivy League flag up there. Cambridge is home not only to Harvard, but also MIT, so I go over here and I feel smarter already just by walking through. Rental trucks don't use store or drive. The reason is there's a thing called storrowing, which means you take store or drive in a moving truck and it's about 2 inches too tall. So when you hit the bottom of the bridge, you just peel the whole top of the truck off and all your stuff goes flying everywhere. And then they have to close store or drive, which is a main drag along the river. It happens about once a day this time of year. Or once a week. It's just laughable. There's a video on YouTube. Just look up storrowing, STORROWING. And there's a funny video that I think the city made. There's the business school. We're passing Gordon Road. I have a friend who's also an ex that I think went there. Met him in London where he was doing an internship after going to Cambridge University there, and then came here and went to Harvard. So as you can imagine, he's achieved a lot in his 50-something years. The last person I dated in London. And it was so sad to leave. But I had to, because the Air Force decided that if you come out while you're serving, it's illegal. As I call it, the dirty boot. Yeah, down there there's all kinds of facilities. And there's the inside of the stadium. make sure if you haven't seen it, you go back to my channel and look for videos I took right before this one, which I'm in the process of uploading, and it'll be a few days till they're all there. And then I release them every day at noon, so you can hit that notification bell. But it was a dance battle, hip-hop dance battle over here in Cambridge, and it was freaking amazing. And at the end, they all got together to make a video for their organization. It was kind of a goodbye to summer thing, and included in the dancers for that part, he attended but didn't participate in the contest because he would have won, is the guy who won the TV show So You Think You Can Dance, which is pretty impressive, huh? And then there were a couple of guys that were introduced who have had a 2-man dancing show on Broadway. Literally, they hip-hop danced for 2 hours. So I recorded the whole thing from start to finish. There's some group scenes at the beginning where they're warming up, so it will be several videos because it went 3 hours total. And I'll probably put up blocks like I usually do, about 20 minutes long, and then perhaps break down each battle and post those separately. I think that'll be kind of neat. So yeah, I think about my friend Asa, all the time when I come over here. You hear me say things like, okay, it's to shut up the good lady from telling me directions. I set up to make sure that I hit a few significant spots. While we're over here, we'll kind of look this way down the stadium. And I like the church bell towers, the spires, and just all that, you know, all those aspects. If I remember correctly, Harvard was the first university in the United States. So we're coming up on, this is Soldiers Field Road that we're just passed over. And then if we look this way, the name, that was the exits. This is Soldiers Field Road. There's that park that we go down to watch the ducks and geese and the people rowing. It's always interesting. Joggers, that's where it came from. Yeah, they have the light. 70%. We'll look back towards up the river, or down the river, I should say. That way to the harbor. And here's some people kayaking and rowing in a park. It's hard for me to see the screen, so I know if they're still in the picture. Pan down a little bit. You can see the river. We should have a good view. Look, is that a young kid in the back with purple? Can't tell. And then you see down the river. And there's one of the places where you can cast off your boat, get it in the water. And so we continue. Look down the river as we go. It's kind of a nice view. there's a kayaking thing today, but I don't think it's maybe. We'll try to make it down around the reservoir. That's in the Boston College area. And I live near there. Next, either that or Boston University. Here's the park. We're on the Anderson Memorial Bridge, by the way. Over here, Harvard Street becomes John F. Kennedy Parkway. I think it's John F. Kennedy Street. Something JFK. Something on the other way. I think I saw that half-naked sweaty man. Things at the top. More rooms.
I was talking a lot of shit.
Slowly, I'll spin you around so you don't get dizzy. That looks like somebody living there. A tent. So, this bridge was built in memory of Nicholas Longworth Anderson, graduate of Harvard College in the class of 1858, adjutant colonel, brevet brigadier, and major general of volunteers in the Civil War, to a father by his son. That's what I love about this place. You can see very historical stuff. The city's very old, 1600s. For the United States, it's very old. When I was in the UK, I went to the Abbey. Good Lord, my brain's not remembering what it was, but I will. An abbey that goes back to the 1100s. So it makes this place look like a baby. We went down that way earlier this year for an arts parade and festival. We'll go and check out the John F. Kennedy Park. And there are sayings on the side of this, but I'm not going to read them because we don't have time. And we're not going to walk all the way around it. We're just going to take a look. Nice park for the students. I should put in a 311 request. Well, it's Cambridge. I don't know if they have it. Trash can was overflowing. Back on my side of the river, I put it all the time. There's one of the boathouses on this side of the river. That's the Harvard boathouse, I believe. Main part of that. 10:30 in the morning. 72 degrees. Usually I just go explore, but this time I'm trying out Google Maps and set up a route. Well, 2 routes. So we'll see how I do. This is beautiful with the trees. It'll be nice when the leaves change. Oh, for that we're going up to Maine, taking the Amtrak, and I will attempt to record the whole way there because the leaves will be beautiful and maybe just put some music to it. So here's a famous speech. We'll stop and read this one since there's nobody walking through the gate. It says, and so my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. That was from his inaugural address, January 20th, 1961. We'll see what's on the other side. This is also from the inaugural address. Now the trumpet summons us again, not as a call to bear arms, though arms we need, not as a call to battle, though in battle we are, but a call to bear the burden of a long twilight struggle, year in and year out, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, a struggle against the common enemies of man, tyranny, poverty, disease, and war itself. Good speech. It's one of the very famous inaugural speeches. I'm curious to see what Kamala's is going to be. I should be careful on brick sidewalks. Sometimes they're uneven and I have nerve damage in my feet, so I can't feel it. And I think it's falling down. Alright, so I'm not going to talk a lot in this part of Cambridge. So you can just see the sights and sounds of what's around us since it's getting busy. The Tower Center of Public Administration. School of Government. My friend that I spoke of, I found an article about him. He became a vice president at Google and started his own things and is married with adopted kids. I'm so happy for him. But I had to leave him. His car got a boot on it because we parked in the wrong neighborhood, so he couldn't take me to Heathrow the next morning. I had to take a bus, so I'm standing at the door. A mess. But life is what it is. Alright. We usually keep these right around 20 minutes, and since we're coming up on that soon, we're just going to have a little look around JFK and Elliott Street. Here's the Robert Rene Belfer building. School of Government. And I'm going to remind you to subscribe and like the video. Bid you adieu. Tell y'all I love y'all until the next video.